To celebrate Emmerdale's upcoming birthday, we can look back on 10 of my top moments of Emmerdale's history. So we can sit back, relax, and enjoy my top 10 Emmerdale moments. Happy birthday, Emmerdale. Hello and welcome to my top 10 favourite Emmerdale moments. To celebrate the upcoming 50th anniversary, we can look back on my top 10 favourite moments. From car crashes to explosions to deaths and to celebrations. We look back on my favourite top 10 favourite storylines in Emmerdale's history. Happy birthday, Emmerdale.
I can't do it anymore. I need help.
No, there is nobody.
I'm gonna...
Just try harder. Oh, it's on fire! No, just do it faster now. Get me out of here.
Please get out.
No. Just this is all on fire. It's all gonna blow any second.
I'm sorry, I can't do it on my own. I need
You
help.
never wanted to, did you? Never wanted to help me.
What?
You want me to leave me here and die, or you burned alive. That's what you want.
I've been trying to help you.
Oh, you... I can't move. They're broken. They're both broken. Please, you've got to help me.
I did.
What? I can't move. I'm stuck. Please, my legs.
Won't be kicking anyone for a while, will we?
No, please don't go.
You'll crawl out of this. Scum like you always finds a way.
This is on you. If you leave me here, you will know what you did.
And I won't be sorry.
Come back! Come back, you freak! You little bitch! That's what you are, a freak! I will get out! And I will come for you! I am coming for you! Get me out of here! No!
Jimmy?
Paul dies in the barn explosion. That's number 10. My favourite moments, because that was during COVID and I thought they were very creative. They used green screen, they used not very many stunts because it was during COVID. They can't have much really contact with each other. It all was social distancing at that time. I like about that storyline is about it come to a conclusion of a long-term storyline of Bruce and his gambling alec. The storyline involved him and his son, and he was getting married to Mandy, but it all horribly go wrong on his wedding day, and this explosion happens at the barn, and lives there, and it's so traumatic. And I felt like at the time, like, we needed something like that, something normal, because we're in this whole COVID pandemic situation. So yes, that storyline has triggered a lot of things, because it could be personal, it could be anything in that storyline. So yes, Paul dies explosion storyline would be up there.
Potter and Silverfox 3 are in vision with the site approaching on landing.
He's never going to do it for you like me.
You still love me, that's why you're here.
What I feel has never been in doubt.
Then stop fighting.
How can I?
In the pickup, the garage, some greasy old lay-by. You need some Ponte Hotel for the best sex you've ever had.
Had, lost, past, it's over now.
Tell yourself that. When he's pouring at you, and you're thinking of me.
Where was that? Play it. I want to hear it. Play it!
You're still cheating, Debs, even if it's in your head. You sad, desperate tart.
Why have you been like this? I was ready to give up everything for you, my home, my family. I trusted you. I loved you, Ross.
And all you can talk about the places that we did it.
You lied to me. This whole time.
No, I chose you. I chose you, I swear!
I made a choice!
Move out! Clear the room! Move now!
My favourite ninth moment of the show's history is the helicopter crash, which it crashed into the community centre, Village Hall, and it was Dabby's wedding, which we all were in. Like, this here whole situation was a whole week of traumatic episodes. It started off with that helicopter crash, and then we all had to guess what's going to happen the rest of it.
I knew we'd be late.
I remember the House Claps storyline because I was young at the time. It was the Kings were this house development, Jimmy and Carl and Matthew and Tom, and it was a big storyline at that time, the House Claps, because I was so excited to see what's going to happen, and it was a big episode then. It was in 2006. I remember the summer of 2006. I just watched it. It was excitement of anything. Like I was on the edge of my seats, kind of thing, and can't wait to see the aftermath of what's going to be like. It was Pearl Dawn, the character Dawn, who was killed off, and I really felt that character, and even all the angles. It was epic. It was good. It was exciting to see something you haven't seen really on TV, really, and it was a disaster. And the Kings had brought something to the village that it hasn't never really thought of. But I have to say, the house explosion is up there in the top 10 moments of my favourite moments of Emmerdale. Yeah.
Get off me! Please, no more!
Did you mean it? Did you mean it about Moira being the one that you love? Yeah, I heard you. I heard you in the hospital with Ross. You told her that you'd always loved her.
And you can't have heard everything. Because I was telling Ross I was wrong. That I wanted you.
So you do love me? There's still hope, isn't there? I know there is, because deep down, you still love me. Please. Tell me the truth. That's all I want. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Even now, there is a part of me that still loves you.
The Lord's my shepherd.
You're lying.
He makes me down to lie in pastures.
You're lying!
He leadeth me the quiet waters.
You know Miss Daisy didn't drive, that's why it's called driving.
Number 7, the bypass crash. The bypass crash was epic because it showed another different side of what Emmerdale is not used to. Each night you see different characters, different point of views, if you want to say. Like, first night you see Aaron and Robert, their point of view, how their day planned out, and then at the end it was the crash, and then the next episode was two different characters. I can't remember now which all in order, but it was then two different characters, and their point of view happened, and then the crash again, and at the end of the week then it all built up to this big conclusion, if you want to say. And then Ashley crashed, and then you see Emma and her husband on the top of the viaduct kind of thing, that bridge, if you want to say. And then she pushes him off, Emma pushes him off, and then that what caused the crash. But I have to say that was one of Emmerdale's best storylines they have ever done. And it showed different angles of different characters, which it made what the character is, or made the story what it is, and it was epic. It was epic.
Oh, it'd be a farce, Gracie.
Because your daddy can't pack a car.
Shut.
Because your mummy always packs like she's moving home.
What?
How many bags do you actually need?
How many bags are already in?
8 bags, Chaz. There are 8 bags in there.
10 then.
She'd make us ridiculously late.
He always wants to be stupidly early. See, not a problem.
We should have gone an hour ago.
Why, what's happening?
What's happening? What's happening is there are lots of people on the roads, which means traffic.
Do you want me to drive?
No.
I'm the best driver.
Oh, she is not.
You tell me what lane to be in, you like doing that.
I do like that, actually.
Can we go? Please.
Sure you're ready to go now?
I really am. Yeah.
Really sure that you're ready to go right now. But his favourite thing is he always likes to forget something. Rubbish on the bus goes in the bin.
On the floor more like.
In the bin. In the bin. I've run out of things on the bus.
The drunks on the bus go.
Daddy!
Sorry. Right. There is a little girl and her name is Gracie. She likes eating spaghetti bolognese. Except she doesn't really, because she's just a baby. Gracie, Gracie, Gracie.
Oh.
Just made it up.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Lennon and McCartney. She's waking up. We're going to find our special place, Grace.
There is a little girl and her name is Gracie, which when you think about it doesn't rhyme with much. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Patrick Swayze. Gracie, Gracie, Gracie.
Wait up, you two. Look how comfy she is on you. I bought this.
Oh, look at that. Mummy's bought a bucket. Need the toilet, Mumma.
Ah, no. I thought we could put things in it that we find, like...
Yeah. Shall we go treasure hunting?
I used to do that with my daddy.
In Shepherd? Really?
Only it wasn't a bucket. We had a plastic bag, and instead of the woods, we went to the bottle bank to see if we could find any left with beer in them.
That's really sad. It's still a far better memory than any I've got with my dad.
We're gonna make some memories, Paddy.
Yeah, I know. Come on. There is a little girl and her name is Gracie. Her daddy is called Paddy. And he always says he'll try and find a rhyme, but he doesn't, and it drives him crazy. Not bad, that. Gracie, Gracie, Gracie.
You're still flogging that? Is she doing it?
Of course she's doing it. She's coming to get you.
Oh, Gracie, what are you doing?
Gracie, well done.
Yeah.
Still, though, fire in the woods. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, you might have a point. Go to Daddy, sweetheart. Go, go, go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Don't worry. Don't look at me. Keep staring straight forward. That's it. Let's see if we can get up to 100 miles an hour. Wheelie. Woo! I'll give you a go next. Turn it round. You push me next.
Keep going, sweetheart.
Go round.
Go, 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 go! It's not really fair downhill. Don't scare her, Paddy.
I wish I could do something to help her. Anything.
Yeah,
I love her.
I love her too.
Keep going, sweetheart.
So Chaz and Paddy lost their baby Grace. That was a sad and emotional storyline. It touched a lot of hearts across the country and probably across the world when they do get to see it or if they have seen it. It hit home in many places across the country, and that storyline, it relates to any woman who has lost a baby at stillbirth or related to that storyline. I remember watching it and I know I'm a man, obviously I wouldn't have, them kind of thing, but it was still emotional watching it because it's something like different, but it was true to life. That's what it is, true to life. And they had done that storyline justice. I remember watching it, and it has drawn a tear to my eye. Watching it because Chaz, them characters really well, Chaz and Paddy, and they're going through something so difficult. And you felt for those characters, you really relate to those characters saying what actually happened to that storyline. It was shocking, and it really was, from the beginning of the storyline when they were told to the whole step away to that storyline, and even the moments before Grace passed away, you even seen what the characters went through, their whole journey. I have to say that storyline touched me most, and I feel like that storyline relates to anybody, and the research that you can actually see in that storyline that they done their research. The characters who play Chaz and Paddy, the actors and actresses, Lucy and Dominic, done amazing. They must done amazing to actually look at that storyline and say, okay, we're going to do this justice and try to do it as best they can. They even probably went to real life people who went through this similar situation, and talk to them and probably go through charities and different kind of things. But it really did touch my heart. It really, really, really did touch my heart, that storyline, and I'm glad they did it, because it just shows what life is about, and it's not this roses at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes there's difficult challenges that many people faces, and not just, it's daily. Sometimes people faces this here daily, and it breaks my heart to see, and even now, even today's Emmerdale, they sometimes mention it, like anniversaries and stuff, and it still takes you to that level. So I have to say, well done Emmerdale for that storyline on its own.
No need to knock. Coming in.
I want to sing.
Look at the lovely fireworks. Hey, I don't see that so often.
Mr. King, you're missing the fireworks. I want to sing.
Oh, go on, let us sing. It's a birthday.
We're walking in the air. We're floating in the moonlit sky. The people far below are sleeping as we fly.
Tom? You got it, Bert. Someone call an ambulance. Sarge? Someone call an ambulance!
Quickly call an ambulance. No.
Jimmy, it's Dad.
See to him, will you?
Get away from him, you witch! We got a coat. We need some coats, some blankets.
No.
Come on. I couldn't get a pulse. What do you know? You're a vet, not a flaming doctor.
Back down! Jimmy! You! I did nothing! Nothing! Come on!
Don't stop, please. Don't
Who killed Tom King in Christmas Day storyline? I think it was really good. I think it was in 2006 or 7, maybe it was 6 or 7, when Tom King fell out of the window. That was a big whodunit storyline. We all did loads of suspects, Rosemary, all the brothers like Matthew, Carl and Jimmy, and then you had different suspects, loads of suspects, and you think, could it be him, could it be her, and it was 3 months later, six months later I think it was, a few months later that the killer was revealed, and it was Carl, the son, who killed his father. So even the build up to that storyline before he fell out the window, and then Belle standing there singing, I just said, oh my god, that's really a magical moment for Belle. But it was horrific when he fell out the window. Tom, I have to say that storyline really triggered everybody because everybody was talking about it daily. Said, oh, who killed Tom? Do you think it's him? Do you think it's her? Oh, and then you get clues, different clues in different episodes, like afterwards. It could be him. Could be her. You know what I mean? So it's different. You get different angles in different ways.
It's nothing to do with me, but, well, is there nobody? Husband, boyfriend?
Divorced. I'm not sure I want to be, especially this time of year.
See why it's called Samson?
Oh, no. According to Seth, it's because his owner was a Steptoe & Son fan. And being a rag and bone man.
But it wasn't Samson, though. What was it called? Oh, John, I'm mad now till I can think of it.
Archie! Hang on a minute!
You packed your sunblock, Ma?
Yes, don't worry. What's that?
Look out!
What's happened?
I don't know.
Speak to me! Where are you? Donna! Henry! Henry, hear me? Speak! I've got to get them out, Frank! They're burning!
Just get yourself killed trying! Now go and phone the fire brigade from the car.
Let go of me!
Go and phone the fire brigade! Go! There's a hose pipe over there. See if you can get it going. Get yourselves and Sansa well away from the fire!
Car, take the horse right away! Go, quick! Scott!
It's no good, the tap's gone. This bit'll be all right, though. Damn it. See if you can make it work from that tap by the trough.
Fire brigade's on the way!
It's raining flowers.
think it's a nuclear attack, do you?
No, of course not. Who'd want to do such a thing in this day and age?
Iraq, the Serbs, the IRA...
Yeah, all right, Luca. I think you've made your point.
The phone's gone dead. God, I'm scared.
The worst thing's not knowing what's happened. Now, there's got to be a rational explanation. What? I'm going to have to go and find out.
Oh, don't go until we know what's happening.
Whatever it is, Mum, I think it's happened.
If you're going, we're coming with you.
There's nothing we can do.
We can't just leave them. Dark stars in there.
We've got to be practical. You get your stuff out of the caravan. The second it gets too hot, you get out and stay up. You don't enter the village to see what's happened.
Just what could have happened?
I don't know. Have you fixed that hose pipe? No!
We need you here.
I'll get back as soon as I can. Something big's happened down there, and Chris and Zoe are in the village. Don't you take any chances. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Storyline. Emmerdale had a big storyline, the plane crash in 1993. I was very young at that stage, so I couldn't really remember what actually happened in that storyline, but by researching and by looking at it more, that was one of the best stunts Emmerdale has ever done. People were saying at that time that they'd done that storyline because they were losing a lot of fears, because and they had something to do, something really big to actually get the fears back and get the fears up, the ratings up. The budget wasn't even a question on it, and then you had Jack and the farm, and there was like loads of explosions going off in the village, and there was like loads of explosion in the countryside as well, and then you had the explosion inside the road pack happened too, and there was 3 deaths I think it was. But that storyline was why I choose that storyline because, or that stunts, because it probably was one of the best stunts they ever have done in Emmerdale's history. So that's why I chose that that storyline.
For God's sake, answer me!
I'm here!
Where?
I'm over here, you idiot!
Oh, of course you are.
Help! Help!
Oh my God! Come on, let's get you out of here. Come on. Are you okay?
I'm gonna die!
Not today. Not today.
Thought you were never gonna come back out.
I'm sorry, but I had to save her.
Mackenzie's definitely in there because I can hear him shouting to me.
Well, what about Mina?
I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't hear her. Mackenzie!
I need to get back!
Mackenzie! I need to go in there. Please let me go in. Please let me go in. I need to get hold of him. He's in there, I know. Please let me go.
in there. Hey, was there anyone else in there?
Not that I saw, no.
Thank God.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. You had a very lucky escape.
I always do.
We had the Maze storyline last year. We had Mina, the big storyline. Mina's the serial killer Mina. That's the current serial killer we had. I like the whole storyline. I know people would say, oh, but she was more entertaining than anything else before. The main storyline was big. That was the big stunt of last year. We had a super soap week last year, and in that there was a death. Andrea, who died in the maze, unfortunately, and we seen that there was a fight, and then the bridge collapsed. There was a couple of people were nearly for the job, if you want to say that. You had Victoria, and then you had David, and then a big stunts water river scenes. But that storyline, and even afterwards, the Mina storyline, that get people talking again too, what people says. And then now the big 50th anniversary is coming up, obviously, and people are still talking about, is Mina going to be returning to the 50th? I hope maybe she does, but then who knows what's going to happen. But who knows? But even if she doesn't come back for the 50th, that storyline was one of the best, because it started off with Lorna, who died. Then it was a slow burner too, but then you had Ben, who died then after Andrea's one, and then you had the man Treat was tied up, was kidnapped, or not kidnapped, like, you know, with Finny. So that storyline really was really exciting, was entertaining, exciting, and edge of your seat stuff. Because you don't know what's going to happen next, what Mina's going to do next. That's what made me say, wow, what is Mina going to do next? What is Mina going to do next? That is the question in everybody's lips when Mina was in the show. What is she going to do next? And you're saying, you bitch! You're saying, oh my god, you're saying, please get caught, please get caught. But I was saying to myself, no, it's all entertaining. It's the excitement about what's going to happen next, and then Dawn and Billy, they were involved in the big Mina storyline as well. So it was one of the excitement storyline currently, and still is, or currently, it's still recent. One of the best.
Sure that is it?
Yeah, it stings a bit. You gonna help me up?
Get away from me once today. You ain't doing it again until you tell me this is over. You do not tell Debbie, you don't tell Crane, and you leave trash.
Oh, you're tough while I'm lying down here, aren't you?
Stay down!
No.
Oh, wow. You managed to pick something up this time. Maybe in a couple of days, when your life's in tatters, you'll go as far as using it.
I'm warning you.
Oh, you're always warning me, Cameron. Put that down. We both know you're not going to do anything.
Don't bank on it.
I am. Shall I tell you why? A few years ago, I sat down with our Jimmy after Matthew died, and I told him I thought I was cursed. But I'm not. I'm charmed. Bad things happen to people around me, and I walk away untouched and get away with it. I've done it before. And I'm going to do it again to you this time. And there is nothing you can do to stop me. And I'll tell you why that is as well, shall I? Because I'm indestructible!
The second one was the Emmerdale 40th live episode. That's 10 years ago, the big 4-0. And in that time that it was live, it was exciting because it was a live episode. And I know people would like to tune in that maybe hasn't watched Emmerdale to see if they make a mistake, but I didn't notice any mistakes whatsoever. But it was still exciting because you know it's live, you know that anything could go wrong. But I wasn't really. I know it's exciting live episodes, but it's more about the storylines, what's involved. And you had Carl getting killed by Cameron, but Jazz was there, and Jazz thought she killed Carl, but then ended up it was Cameron. It was a big storyline then. You had the wedding as well, and it was epic at that time as well, Chaz's wedding. You had everything involved in like how, and you had the double wedding actually. You had Katie and Thing's wedding as well, and you had all those characters involved up in form as well. I have to say, well done. That was really good episode, I have to say. And it's just pity they didn't do a live episode for the 50th, but I don't mind because as long as the episodes are good and the content's good, it's good. My favourite Emmerdale ever moment is the Emmerdale 2004 Storm. It is one of the best storylines they have ever done. You had Trisha, Malon, you had all the characters, and it was my early days just tuned in to watch Emmerdale. This is my early days watching Emmerdale. and I still remember to this day what actually happened. I still sometimes watch classic Emmerdale just to look back on that episode, just to see, oh, that's crazy, it's like 15, 20 years ago, near enough 20 years actually now, 2003, 2004, and I have to say it was epic, as well. One of my favourite moments, because one of my favourite characters sadly died, was killed off, was Trisha, and it really did break my heart, because watching that and watching her character developed over a while before the storm happened, and you felt for Marlon, because you're saying that time that, oh, Marlon, you just felt his pain. He lost somebody. When Trisha read the letter in the phone box, it really made me say, oh my god, like, them two are in love, and that was going to break them. Then when Trisha ran over to the road pack and the music was playing inside the road pack and the roof collapsed in the road pack, the big lightning struck, she fell, and it really, really heartbreaking. It was a good story. They got everything right, and then you had the car crash of Louise and Ashley, beside the river and the bridge, and you had different elements there as well. So they are doing another storm for the big 50th anniversary, and who knows, all we know at the minute is there is, it's in daytime, it's set in daytime, and then you have, excuse me, you have like no rain involved in it, which will, I don't know what way it's going to turn out. I've seen some spoiler pics of what was coming up, but who knows what way it's going to turn out and who's going to be in Mother of Pearl by the end of it. Who knows? But from today's and the storm in 2004, I'm not overly excited about this one, but then it could surprise me. Who knows? But I say they'll pull it off, because I know Emmerdale, I know myself, they can do good stunts when they want to. Emmerdale can pull off good stunts, and I know they can. So, because we've seen evidence in the past, the big mass explosions, and the big, you know, the big epic stunts with characters too. But that storm in 2004 was one of the best, because it was 10 years since the plane crash, and they had something there, and really realistically, you know, 10 years on, or actually 20 years on, from the last storm, 30 years on from nearly the plane crash, really, put it like that. So that storyline in 2004, Trisha, and then came back to Marlon and said everything would be okay. That was my favourite, or top 10 favourite moments. From Paul's death in the barn explosion, the helicopter crash, the house explosion, bypass crash, Chaz and Pi loses their baby Grace, who killed Tom King on Christmas Day, plane crash, Mina killed Andrea in the maze, Emmerdale 40th live episode, and Emmerdale the 2004 storm. Those were my top 10 favourite Emmerdale moments. So happy birthday to Emmerdale, and I have to say well done to everybody involved, from special effects team to producers, directors, actors and actresses, writers, all across the board. Well done in achieving 50 years of television history. I hope we have many more to come, many more years. Happy birthday.